This video is part of a course that I'm making for you guys for free. And in this beginner course, we're gonna be learning how to do this. When I had to take Microsoft Office back in college, the book was boring and so are the professors. I know, the struggle is real. So my goal with this video is to bring some valuable lessons to you. So with that said, if you enjoyed the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Or if you're new to the channel and want to stay up to date with my new free videos, you can subscribe down below. Alright, with that said, let's get back into my computer, actually inside my computer, to show you how Excel works. See you there. Alright, and now we're inside my computer. So I'm going to be using Mac for this tutorial. However, if you're using Windows, it is the same exact thing. This bar here, where I have all the templates, you may have it here, but it's same thing, so don't worry about it. So the first thing that you notice when you open Excel is that it greets you with a set of templates. Now these are great. This has personal budget, manage my money, track my task. So these are examples of what you can accomplish with Excel. Now for this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna begin with a blank workbook because it's gonna allow us to customize everything. All right, so let's go first over the menu. So we first have here home, we have insert, draw, page layout, formulas. So for Windows user, you're gonna see here the first one that says file. The file here is gonna be the same exact thing as what I have here. It's new from template, and so on. I just have it here on the top menu. You're gonna have it here, same thing. And then the rest is the same thing. So the way I look at the menu is I don't remember everything that's in it. What I do is I say, for example, I want to modify the design of something. Where would I look for in this menu? Well, we have draw, we have page layout. So depending on what I'm trying to do, if I'm trying to draw something or not, then I will go here. If I'm trying to design something for the page, I would go here, of course, such as the background or the size of the page, you name it. Now, for most of the things regarding design, you're gonna have it on the home page. Here you have probably all that you need to get started. So let's take a look at what this is. So all these that you're seeing here in green are called columns, and the ones on the left that I'm highlighting right now are called rows. It's very common sense, but I have to say. Now these are cells, and each cell have a name. Now how do you call a cell that is here in the middle? Do you see this column? Do you see this row? Well, we have that. We can name this cell by looking at the column and row, and we say that this name is called C7. So we begin with the column and then the row, C7. That is very important. That's one of the most basic concepts and the foundation of Excel. You need to have this understanding of this cell naming. Now, how do you call this set of cells? So when a couple of cells are highlighted together and they're united somehow, we call that the range. Now, the range is going to be useful, very useful in the next couple of videos, because that is also the foundation that you need to have to work with Excel. So how do you call the range from C7 to, all right, pause the video now and tell me the name of this cell right here. Do it now. All right, so the name of this cell would be F, because we have the column, and 13 because that is the row. F13. Now the range from C7 to F13 is called well, that is called a range. Now, how do you actually call that? So we name it like this: from C7 through F13. Now we can translate the word through with this symbol, with the double colon. So we can say, for example, the way that we can translate C7 through F13 is by saying C7 double colon F13. So that is how you say C7 through F13. Now, how do you delete this? You simply hit delete on your keyboard and that's it. Before we move forward, I want to cover something else regarding the menu. If you see here, you have some sub menus that you can click on, like this one, like this important menu, this one as well. So let's do something useful. Let's delete this and let's delete this. And let's say that you're building a schedule for your day. So I'm going to type Monday. All right, so now we have a couple of things here to work with. So I want to mention one thing. If you look here on stock market, it's already kind of, if you look here, it's kind of overlapping. So this T is overlapping this. So what I'm going to do is make it more noticeable. I'm going to give it a couple of spaces. So that thing is overlapping there and we don't want that, but we're going to fix it in a moment. So something that we're going to do next is put here my schedule. Oops. So my schedule. And also, if you notice here, it is overlapping. So we want to do two things here. For this stock market, what we want to do is keep it inside this cell. But this one, oh well, this one we want to merge these two cells so they can both be part of one. Because right now, my schedule is only part of A, of column A. But it is totally independent. Now, if you click somewhere outside, you can get rid of that. So for example, if you double click here, you will see that you're able to type. But if you click outside, then you can get rid of that typing. So what we want to do is combine these two cells. Look at this one. B is totally independent. So if I type here, for example, the word hour is mine. And then I click outside. Look, my schedule is cut here because this one is overridden it. So delete that. And what we want to do is combine these two columns. So there are only one column and we can type, these two columns and this cell. So we want to combine this so they're only one. The way you can do that is by selecting them both and then go here to the menu, merge and center. You can also click here for more options, merge across, merge cells, etc. You can also unmerge it if you want to go back. We'll go over this in another video. For now, just click on merge and center. Do you notice how they combine both cells here? Now, if you click on one of them, it's going to be the same thing as if you click on the other one. They're only one. Now, regarding this, well, I don't want to combine this cell and this cell because I only want the stock market to be in column B. What we can do about it is move this cell B a little to the right so we have more room for these two words to be placed here. The way you can do that is with your mouse, point it in the middle so you can see this icon. See when I go to the right that it changes the icon? Well, we want this icon in the middle, and then hold your mouse and drag it to the right. There you go. So now we have the stock market the way that we want it. And then I'm going to delete that space because it makes no sense. So next, what we want to do is we want to customize this so we can actually work. So we can actually have something nice to work with, and it looks more professional as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to customize this first. And what I want is to give it some color. So I'm going to begin with the background. Here you have the bucket tool, which is going to fill the background. And then here you have the color that is going to fill the text. So the color of the text is going to change with this one, with the right one. So let's change the background color and let's give it a yellow. And there you go. As soon as you see that, it pops up a little more, right? So next, what we want to do is create some cells division among this, so it's easier for us to distinguish them. So I'm going to go to the border menu here. And by the way, something I noticed is that we never resized this enough. So I'm going to resize it a bit more so you can see it better. There we go. All right, so I'm going to select it all, go again to the border menu, and we want to do all borders. Look at all the options that you have here. Play around with it and see which one you like more. You can also go to more borders and change even the lines of the border. For now, we're gonna go simple because this is a very simple example. All borders. And notice what happens. Everything got a border now. Now, what if you want to go back because you messed up and these borders are not what you want? They don't meet your standards. So what you can do is go back to the menu here. Do you see this arrow? So click it and it will go one step back. If you click it again, it will go another step back, another step back. This one here means forward. So you will click it and go forward one time, another time, etc. Another option that you can do that once you have some practice with this, you don't actually go here anymore. What you can do is click on your keyboard, Control Z. And for Mac users, it would be Command Z. And that will go one step back, and that's how you can go back one step. So now what I want to do is I went back and I removed the divisions here that we put from the border, and what I want to do is just give it a border here on the outside but not in the inside, and let's see how that looks. So select everything and then go to the border section and let's look for outside here. There you go. Look how that looks. It looks better, right? So now what we want to do is put a menu, put a border here. So select it, select the cell that you want, and then go to the border. And in this case, we're going to select all borders because even though we're trying to put a border here, if we click on all border, well, we're gonna have a border here, 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 and here, and that is exactly what we want, right? So again, select it, all borders. There you go. Now, what if I want a border here in the middle? So we need to select all of them, and we come here and we see if we have that option. And when I said select all of them, that's because that is what we actually want to affect this border, right? It's these two cells, the combination of these two cells. So go to the border and see if you have an option for that middle. Nope, we don't have an option for that. However, there's no problem. So select outside to deselect this. And what we're gonna do is go back to the border menu. And you see this draw border? Select it. And now what you can do is you're going to draw your own custom border. So drag it with your mouse clicked, drag from the starting point to the end point. And do you see how it painted my border manually? So that's how you can draw a border manually with the pencil. Now to get rid of the pencil, just click on the icon here again, and that's it. There you go. Now let's give this a custom background. So for this, what I want to do is, do you see that we have on the right side some predefined coloring layouts? So we're going to be using those. And if you actually go here, you see this menu here? If you click it, it will give you even more options. And not only that, but you can also customize your own and then reuse it. But we're going to get to that later in another video because this has to be very simple. So what I'm gonna do is I'll apply something very subtle, like this one, for example. Do you see the color in the background? So it applied that color and that background color to my cells. Now, if I want another one, I could go to the same location. I could click here, for example, or let me do this one out, or I could click in more and then do another one. For example, this one. So what we want to do now is have all this in one color. How do you do that? Well, it doesn't matter. This is not real life. Fortunately, in this tech, you can do whatever you like because it allows you to do anything. So it doesn't matter if you paint one color on top of the other. It will override the old color. So select everything. And then we're going to go back here and we're going to give it this color. And look what happens. Isn't that amazing? All right, so next, what we want to do is give it some line breaks. What we want to do is give it some borders between these so we can see them better. So for that, select them all, go here again and click on borders. There you go. So you now have a fully functional schedule with a very nice layout. Please try out your own design and let me know in the comments how it goes. What colors do you use and what do you learn with this? Alright, next what I want to do is change the font of this schedule so it can look even better. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here where it says the text name. Yours could say something different, but it doesn't matter. Here is where the text font is going to be located next to the font size. So go here and then let's download this one, for example. There you go. And now we're going to give it a color of blue. There you go. Well, I know your design is going to look way better than mine. Just let me know the colors that you use so I can apply it on the next video. Alright, next what we're going to do is we're going to put this in italics. So if you click here, italic, okay. So if you click here, it will put the font to the side. Let's call italics or italics, however it's pronounced. Alright, so if you want to revert that back, you select it all and you click it again. You can also put it like this, and you have even more options as underline, as double underline, You can also put it in bold. And what if you want this color and background color and everything that you customized in this cell to be applied to all these together? Because you don't want to go one by one customizing the color and background color and so on. So what we want to do is come here to the cell and you want to click on format, and then you're going, do you see this, that it's highlighting the section that you just formatted? It's basically just copying the style. So you're copying the style of this right now, and Excel is asking you, where do you want this style to be applied? Do you see the icon that I have right now? All right, so you're going to select all the cells that you want this style to be applied. In this case, I'm going to select it all. Actually, only until here, so you can see. And look at that. Yes, it looks kind of weird, but you get the point. You can copy the style and then translate it to another cell, which is very important, and I use it a lot. All right, let's take it one step forward. What if you want to insert something in the middle here between time and 5 a.m. because you forgot something, you want to add something nice, whatever it is. So what you can do is go to the row that you want to add the row, and then on the bottom of that row, for example, this row 6, you're going to click it. Look at the icon, how it changes. So look for this icon, click, right click, and then insert. And now, because we are doing it on cell 6, it's going to insert it in the top of 5 a.m. Do you see this? So you have to select it on the bottom of the cell that you want. Now, if you want to remove this, how do you do that? You come here, and what you can do, because we don't have an option to only delete this middle border, what you can do is just select the eraser border, and then with your mouse clicked, you're going to select it, and that's it. Now to get rid of that eraser, just click on the eraser button here, and voila, that's it. Well, how was that? I hope that was easy and it was somehow funner than your professor or your book, and you got at least some cool understanding of what Excel is and how it works. Now, this was very basic, but on the next videos we're going to cover a lot more. We're going to be covering how to do pivots, how to do formulas, how to do everything in Excel. So you can use this skill not only for classes or personal life, but you can also use it professional later on. So with that said, I'll see you in the next video. See you soon.